What up, people? It's your boy, Master Chudy, out here with another comic review. So, went to the comic book shop, picked up a couple books, and one that I've been interested in has been Venom. This is Venom 154, and Venom has been, with the return of Eddie Brock, Venom has been very good. I can't speak for the other issues prior to Eddie Brock and the Symbiote's reunification, but this, ever since then, it's been good. Like, Eddie Brock, Venom, to me will always be the one true Venom. I don't buy the Matt Gargans. I don't buy the Prices or even Flash Thompson. I don't know why Flash Thompson as Agent Venom. Yeah, it's a hit or miss with me. But other than that, I think this issue was great. I think this might be Marvel's best book. Probably is. It probably is. And I do like Astonishing X-Men, but we all know that Astonishing X-Men is only a 12 issue long book at the moment. So consistently we have Venom, and we should honor Venom by continuing to buy Venom. But let's get into it. The cover looks very, cryptic. We have Eddie Brock, but then you have the Venom symbiote. And while it always says that they speak in we, second person, we see that there are two different entities as it gets into the book. So let's get on to it. So here we have Mike Costa, the writer, Paulo Siqueira as the artist. Anchors are Walden Wall, Cam Smith, and also Paulo Siqueira. Rachel Rosenberg is the colorist. Vic Clayton Cowles on the VC's Clayton Cowles on the letters, and then Gerardo Sandoval did the cover. Allison Stock is the assistant editor. Devin Lewis is the editor, and Casada is the chief creative officer. But we have a nice introduction. We see like the Venom thing. It has got kind of alien face look, which is pretty creepy, and Eddie Brock is sleeping. So we cut off to a very fantastic open shot here. The symbiote's talking to himself, saying, "A dream come true. That's how Eddie thinks of our reunion." Sake, but I don't dream. Wouldn't know. It's metaphor, figure of speech, slowly learning, slowly, while Eddie's asleep. So we see that the symbiote, while Eddie is like out, is gaining knowledge for itself, and it does it by watching TV. And so we see it just watching the news. There's something about the Shocker, going about and doing everything like this. We even see Miles Morales here, and then we see Spider-Man fighting the symbiote as well. Was fighting Venom. And then we just see that horrifying creature, bad words, many words like them, they put them on us. So we see that the symbiote is very aware of how people view it as a beast, as a menace, and everything like that. And then we see this news thing saying, "So Herman, all this talent and know-how, you couldn't get a legitimate career? You make it sound so easy. Look, nobody sets out to be a bad guy. But couldn't you have sold your inventions instead of turning them into air vibration gauntlets and using them to attack bank vaults? You likely would be more wealthy and not in prison. Look, I know that sounds reasonable, but it's not that simple. I did a stint in juvie. You got any idea how hard it is to land a gig in this city with a wreck?" So we see that Shocker is defending himself, trying to say, "Look, I've had a hard life, and it's hard for me to get a job," which is true in some cases. But he still became a Shocker, and he says, "While Eddie sleeps, I think and watch the Doctor shows on the box are my favorite." So we can see that while Eddie's asleep, like the symbiote is just tuning through the channels, just watching like crime shows, Discovery Channel, learning about the human body and everything like that. And so we see that tendrils braided through the spinal column penetrate the midbrain, and neuroceptors sensitive to the catecholamines, dopamine, and emphephrin. Sorry, I'm butchering these biological terms. Learn from the box. Can't hear Eddie's thoughts, but feel them. Can see his dreams. They can see them vivid. So we can see that the symbiote can also see how Eddie dreams and everything like that. And he also reads about, the local news. And the symbiote just like, "Eddie worries about me." takes a special medicine to help us. It says I'm sick. The symbiote's like, don't feel sick. And we just see this, like, dang, the symbiote's just freaking me out. Look at this thing. It's like, dang. And then we just see it's morning. Eddie wakes up, sees the time, and he says we're late. Alchemix was expecting us at 8:30. So you just see that have to be more careful about this. And we just see that the symbiote continues to say that Eddie gets scared whenever he doesn't take the medicine, and that we have to go to a dangerous place to get it from a horrible woman. And we're talking about Liz Allen here, who runs Alchemix, basically the whole business. And Eddie just meets her, asking her, is she working hard? And Liz just requires that my job requires me to spend 16 hours a day at this office, and not all of us can go to a park and shower up. I gotta look good, and you just see all these people just waiting on her hand and foot. And she's like, if Dr. Steve is done with you, you can go. And we see that Eddie's just walking out, bouncing out happy. And Eddie says he doesn't like her, but I get strange feelings from him. Anger that is not hate. He thinks about her. So it seems that he might be developing feelings for Liz Allen. Maybe. I don't know. So, move on to the next page. He's talking about all the people. Throughout the comic, he talks about all the people he's ever bonded with. And so he first brings up SpiderMan. And he says, been to many worlds, but none of them as strange as this. Understood feelings before, but simple feelings like colors, bold, bright, happy, sad, angry. Then met Spider-Man. Feelings got complicated. Learned guilt. Also the first time I learned fear. Felt agony. Learned feeling. Betrayal. Learned first words they called me. Monster. Parasite. Bad. So, when he first bonded with Peter Parker, he felt new feelings like guilt, fear, agony, betrayal, and all that stuff, and that's when he started feeling bad about being called a symbiote, a parasite, a monster. And then we see that he admits to saying that, the symbiote admits to saying that sometimes when we swing, Eddie's mind drifts, then we can push in a direction to Washington Heights to find criminals. So the symbiote wants to be a hero, and it's like pushing Eddie to let's go and fight some criminals. And Eddie doesn't know we do this. We're wrong to trick him, but not wrong to stop criminals. So it's like, okay, as long as I'm doing this to Eddie behind his back to just find criminals, it's still good. So we see a hold up, we see a couple of people come in, and Eddie just comes in and it's like, whoa, just going to go for the lottery. And the symbiote's just saying that Eddie's smart, protect the innocent, walk in looking weak so the clerk isn't in danger. And so they just take Eddie, but we see that the symbiote behind Eddie's back goes in and takes down this guy's partner. Give time for the guy to hide. And we see this guy just threatening Eddie, and Eddie's like, bro, really? He's like, get that wallet out, man. I stole this off a supervillain named the Sprayer. I killed him and I'll kill you too. And Eddie's like, bro, really? He's like, he was just like this, like, come on, kid, the Sprayer. And we just see the guy just curse him out, and I'm pretty sure it's like F you. And he sprays him and he's like, ooh, peppery. You just see Venom come out ready to go, like, oh, clonks those two together. And then he just goes into the clerk saying, apologies for the mess. You call the police now. And if they ask you which hero in this city saved your life, tell them it was us. Tell them it was Venom. And we just see like Venom just do his classic thing. But we see the symbiote saying it feels good to be a hero. Feels good being a hero. So the next person he talks about was Mac Gargan, where he felt cold, that he felt the thrill to kill, that he knew it was wrong, but the Scorpion made it easy for him to just do it without remorse. He mentions that he punished him, though. Then the next one was Lee Price, where he noticed that there was no fear in Lee Price, that he was hurt, but he was desperate, and he trusted him. He talked with him, but apparently Lee's will was too strong for him, and he was doing things that he wanted. He didn't want to be a hero. He wanted power. And he said, Lee was bad. Lee hurt me. And he admits that Eddie hurts him too, but he does it unknowingly. He never means to, which is a difference. Then Eddie wants to sell the TV for money, and the symbiote's like, oh no, because that's where the symbiote gets most of its knowledge from. And Eddie's like, I'm concerned by how much I've been sleeping lately. Wasn't one of the side effects Dr. Steve mentioned. So Eddie's like, why am I always sleeping? And we just see Eddie asks, how much can I get for this? And a couple $100. And the guy said, are you kidding me? Maybe in 1993. Man, which was I don't know whether this is when Venom came, but I know Venom is like a popular '90s anti-hero, so that's just funny to me. And we just see another TV show that the symbiote's watching, and he admits that Eddie was mad when the man didn't take the TV. He's like, I was happy. Confusing when that happens. Made him, and he told him to, and apparently the symbiote made him sleep early. And the symbiote mentions that he trusts Eddie, but they feel different things, that they differ on a lot of things. And he's like, that's not normal. And the symbiote feels scared. Like, I don't get what's happening. If Eddie is good, why do we disagree? If disagree, am I a monster? Parasite bad? So he's wondering, like, if I disagree with my host, does that make me as bad as how when I disagreed with Peter Parker, or as I disagreed with the Scorpion or Lee Price? Who knows? And then he brings up his last host before he left to go back with Eddie Brock, which was Flash Thompson. And he's like, can't be bad. Wasn't bad with Flash. Fought with heroes. Was a hero. We just see Agent Venom with X-23, Ghost Rider, Red Hulk. He mentions how he trained an apprentice who also had a symbiote. And he mentions that, Flash treated him like an equal, called him a partner. And he was never afraid like SpiderMan. But he mentions that Flash is gone and heroes don't hide. Not from anything. So we get it back to the priest, and he just says, especially from their mistakes. So we see the priest that Venom had attacked, the symbiote had attacked early on because he felt that the priest was a threat to Eddie. And the priest calls out if there's someone there, and then we just see the symbiote taking control of Eddie, asking just to talk with him. He mentions like, there is no nurse, I didn't want to frighten them. And then the priest is like, oh God, have mercy on your servant. And then the symbiote is all like, afraid of us. And then the priest is like, yes, I am. You try to kill me. I'm very afraid that you'll hurt me again. And the symbiote's just like on his knees, like he's confessing to this priest, saying that he wants to do good. And that he hurt him, but that he was sick, and he didn't know that hurting you was bad. Then the priest begins to calm down a bit. He says, but you know it now. And the priest and the symbiote's like, yes, now thoughts are clearer, but still confused. Did so many bad things before, I knew they were bad. And the priest is asking, are you asking for forgiveness? And the symbiote's like, don't know what I'm asking for. Heroes help, monsters hurt. And this is where we go from here, that he's like all confused, like pretty much like that. And the priest says it's impossible to know which one you are without grace. The greatest and lowest monster everyone needs. The greatest hero, the lowest monster, everyone needs salvation. And the symbiote's like, I don't understand. It's like the priest is like, the world can be a hopeless place without people who care about you. It can be isolating. I've seen men in this hospital lose their will to live without love. But out there, men lose their souls. Do you have someone that you in your life who matters to you? And then we see that the symbiote obviously is thinking about Eddie, and he's like saying, I do. He sleeps now, but he's always with me. But we have had love before, and it hurt. And the priest says that love is a precious thing, painful, confusing, but precious every day. Work to earn it. And then the symbiote's like, earn it by crushing criminals. And the priest is like, that's not the way I would go about it. But then the symbiote is like, we see why he spoke to you now. We are glad you are not dead. You are innocent, and you have our protection. As for us, we will earn love. We are learning. To be continued. And then we see a cover for the next one, which is pretty awesome. On sale in 2 weeks. Who is Caramel indeed? So this was a fantastic book. I honestly think this might be Marvel's hidden gem. And they just tell a story of a symbiote that wants to do good now. We see Eddie Brock is still, a conflicted soul. That we see that the symbiote. We always thought that the symbiote was the one that corrupted Eddie, but now that the symbiote has touched so many different people in its existence, it now has its own mind, its own way of thinking, apart from feeding on just, negative emotion that powered it. And that's why while they're one, there's still two different entities, which I think adds more color to Venom as a character. So this was fantastic. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And hit the notifications to be notified of my videos. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people. Want to get my views out there on comics, hear what you got to say in the comments about my reviews, what I can do better, and so on and so forth. I have 2 more comics I purchased, both of the Superman quality. I got Superman 31, Super Sons number 8, and I look forward to reviewing those. So once again, thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all later.